All right, so our next story is called The Great Kapok Tree, A Tale of the Amazon Rainforest by Lynne. And I thought this would be a good book to go along with the plants and animals that we're going to be learning about. So this is the front cover of the book. I mean, look at all of these animals you can already see. And here's the tree. So this is what the back looks like, right? So we're going to read a story about a kapok tree. A man wanted to cut down the tree, but he changes his mind. Let's read about why the man changed his mind about cutting down the tree. So let's see why he changed his mind. All right, so there's a little introduction here I'm going to read. In the Amazon rainforest, it is always hot, and in that heat, everything grows and grows and grows. The tops of the trees in the rainforest are called the canopy. The canopy is a sunny place that touches the sky. The animals that live there like lots of light. Colorful parrots fly from tree to tree. Monkeys leap from branch to branch. The bottom of the rainforest is called the understory. The animals that live in the understory like darkness. There, silent snakes curl around hanging vines. Graceful jaguars watch and wait. And in this steamy environment, the great kapok tree shoots up through the forest and emerges above the canopy. This is the story of a community of animals that live in one such tree in the rainforest. So here we are, the great kapok tree. Oh, there we go. Two men walked into the rainforest. Moments before, the forest had been alive with the sounds of squawking birds and howling monkeys. Now all was quiet as the creatures watched the two men and wondered why they had come. The larger man stopped and pointed to a great kapok tree. Then he left. Why do you think he's pointing to the tree? Oh, look, there I can see a snake. The smaller man took the axe he carried and struck the trunk of the tree. Whack! 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 The sounds of the blows rang through the forest. The wood of the tree was very hard. Chop! 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 The man wiped off the sweat that ran down his face and neck. Whack! Chop! Whack! Chop! Soon the man grew tired. He sat down to rest at the foot of the great kapok tree. Before he knew it, the heat and hum of the forest had lulled him to sleep. And lulled means that it was calm and quiet, so it sent him right off to sleep. Look at all these creatures. Do you think he sees them? A boa constrictor lived in the kapok tree. He slithered down its trunk to where the man was sleeping. He looked at the gash the axe had made in the tree. Then the huge snake slid very close to the man and hissed in his ear. Senor, this tree is a tree of miracles. It is my home, where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not chop it down. Why do you think the snake says that the tree is a tree of miracles? Let's see if we can find out as we read. Oh, look at all these butterflies. A bee buzzed in the sleeping man's ears. Senor, my hive is in this kapok tree, and I fly from tree to tree and flower to flower collecting pollen. And in this way I pollinate the tree and flowers throughout the rainforest. You see, all living things depend on one another. What does it mean to pollinate? So that means they're going from flower to flower, depositing pollen. And usually that pollen is stuck to the bottom of their feet. And once they go from different flower to different flower, that pollen rubs off and pollinates those flowers that it lands on. A troop of monkeys scampered down from the canopy of the kapok tree. They chattered in the sleeping man's ears. Senor, we have seen the ways of man. You chop down one tree, then come back for another and another. The roots of these great trees will wither and die, and there will be nothing left to hold the tree in place. When the heavy rain comes, the soil will be washed away and the forest will become a desert. What's a troop? What's a troop of monkeys? What's that mean? So the troop is the same thing as a group. So we're just saying a group of monkeys. I wonder if, as he's sleeping, this guy can hear what they're all saying. What do you guys think? Oh, now we got some parrots and a toucan. A toucan, a macaw, and a cock of the rock flew down from the canopy. Senor! Squawked the toucan. You must not cut down this tree. We have flown all over the rainforest and seen what happens once you begin to chop down the trees. Many people settle on the land. They set fires to clear the underbrush, and soon the forest disappears. Where once there was life and beauty, only black and smoldering ruins remain. And when we say underbrush, we mean shrubs and small trees. And ruins, saying something is ruined is like saying it's destroyed. So it's like the destruction of something. So how does a ruined rainforest ruin all of these animals' lives? I mean, this is their home, right? So if you ruin their home, where are they going to live? Oh, we got some frogs. A bright and small tree frog crawled along the edge of a leaf. In a squeaky voice, he piped in the man's ear. Senor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives. Many ruined lives. You'll have many of us homeless if you chop down this great kapok tree. There we are. He's saying, you're going to ruin us if you chop down this tree. Ooh, that's scary. It's a jaguar. A jaguar had been sleeping along a branch in the middle of the tree. Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. When we say dappled, that means marked with spots or rounded patches. So all of these little spots, that means he's dappled. He's dappled with these spots. Now he leapt down and padded silently over to the sleeping man. He growled in his ear, Senor, the kapok tree is home to many birds and animals. If you cut it down, where will I find my dinner? Oh, I think he might eat him if he can't find his dinner in the tree. Ooh, what are these? 4 tree porcupines swung down from branch to branch and whispered to the man, Senor, do you know what we animals and humans need in order to live? Oxygen. And, Senor, did you know what trees produce? Oxygen. If you cut down the forest, you will destroy that which gives us all life. What do you think he means by it gives them all life? How does it give them all life? I want you guys to think about that. Several anteaters climbed down the kapok tree with their young clinging to their backs. The unstriped anteater said to the sleeping man, Senor, you are chopping down this tree with no thought for the future. And surely you know that what happens tomorrow depends upon what you do today. The big man tells you to chop down a beautiful tree. He does not think of his own children, who tomorrow must live in a world without trees. What do you think that means? What happens tomorrow depends upon what you do today. I want you guys to think about that. A 3-toed sloth had begun climbing down from the canopy when the men first appeared. Only now did she reach the ground. Plodding, and plodding means moving slowly. So plodding ever so slowly over to the sleeping man, she spoke in her deep and lazy voice. Senor, how much is beauty worth? Can you live without it? If you destroy the beauty of the rainforest, on what would you feast your eyes? A child from the Yanomamo tribe who lived in the rainforest knelt over the sleeping man. He murmured in his ear, "Señor, when you awake, please look upon us all with new eyes." Do you think he's going to look on them with new eyes? The man awoke with a start. Before him stood the rainforest child, and all around him staring were the creatures who depended upon the great kapok tree. What wondrous and rare animals they were! And wondrous means like they're inspiring and marvelous and wonderful. And look at all those animals. They all need this kapok tree. The man looked about and saw the sun streaming through the canopy. Spots of bright light glowed like jewels amidst the dark green forest. Strange and beautiful plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspended from the great kapok tree. The man smelled the fragrant perfume of their flowers. He felt the steamy mist rising from the forest floor, but he heard no sound, for the creatures were strangely quiet. What do you think he's going to do? The man stood and picked up his axe. He swung back his arm as though to strike the tree. Suddenly, he stopped. He turned and looked at the animals and the child. Do you think they changed his mind? I hope so. It's a beautiful tree. He hesitated, then he dropped the axe and walked out of the rainforest. Why do you think the man dropped his axe and left? I think maybe it's because he listened to what the animals had to say and he understood why the tree was important. And here's a note from the author that I'm going to read for you guys real fast. It says, "Dear readers, I wrote The Great Kapok Tree to let the world know what happens to the rainforest creatures and to the entire planet when rainforests are destroyed. I hope that after reading this book, you will help save the rainforests. The Great Kapok Tree is about the Amazon rainforest, a tropical rainforest, but we have a temperate rainforest in the Pacific Northwest of the United States that we must protect too. Please care for Mother Earth. Together we can make a difference. Lynne Cherry." All right, and here's the map, and we're talking about, so in the lime green was the original extent of the rainforest, and you can see they reach up here into Central America. Over here, they're all along the coast here, South America, along the equator in Africa, some in India, Indochina, the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, New Guinea, the outskirts over here of Australia. So that's that lime green color. But today, the rainforest that we have left, that's in the darker green. And as you can see, I mean, it's disappearing pretty quickly. And that's not good. I mean, we need that rainforest. We don't want it to go away. And I mean, here are all these animals that, you know, they need the rainforest. I mean, that's a lot of animals. And then here's the different layers. So emergence, that's the top of the rainforest. And here's the canopy, the middle layer, the shrub layer, the herb layer, the understory is this whole layer here. I mean, so many animals depend on the rainforest, and it's really important that we protect it. So I hope you enjoyed this book, The Great Kapok Tree, Tale of the Amazon Rainforest, and I will see you for our next read aloud. See you guys later.